If you take one thing away from this article, it should be this, that history has proven time and time again that nothing in reality can be held as true until such time as it is generally accepted as true, that societal norms are the best regulator of personal epistemology, and that those norms are never set by the most powerful and dominant members of a culture, i.e., the ruling class, but occur mostly organically, and if not, then it's probably for the best interest of all, and that because of this one needn't concern oneself with anything other than avoiding becoming a target of ridicule by staying well within the daily shrinking intellectual constraints and cognitive guardrails of acceptable opinion, which are there for your safety, not imposed on you by the non-existent, they posited by those with an unfortunate excessive overabundance of belfry bats, along with their guano, which experts now say is the most likely source of the next pandemic, not lab leaks.
I hereby declare myself the center of all political opinion. Anyone who deviates too far from what I think about things will be designated an extremist and placed on a naughty list. Watch this space for details on the limits of acceptable thought. Nebulous P. McCrotty.
Fortunately, the trusted sources within the completely uncorruptible institution that is the corporate, billionaire-owned media are there to manage the narrative for us, which they all do independently in virtually identical ways and often using virtually identical language to doggedly enforce the all-important boundaries on what facts can be permitted to enter the public discourse and what can therefore be accepted as true. Anyone who attempts to push against these boundaries in any way quite simply can't be taken as a rational actor, definitely cannot be trusted, and should be mercilessly ridiculed, pathologized, infantilized, criminalized, and probably locked away somewhere, in order to ensure social progress can be safeguarded by the most capable and benevolent hands of the non-existent technocratic overlords.
Checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's power. Because they control the minds of the masses. The press is so powerful in its image-making role. If you aren't careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Malcolm X.